everyone, and welcome to this flow that is designed to open up and release your thoracic spine. So if you're not familiar with this part of your spine, I would encourage you to just identify that now. So if you look for the bottom of your shoulder blade, so that line across your back is where your thoracic spine starts. So there and up is the area we're going to be focusing on today. And with that, we'll get some nice shoulder opening through the heart center, the chest, a little bit of relief through the neck as well. So it's particularly good if you have been kind of rounding over a desk all week or all day. Often we find ourselves kind of hunching over our desks. Even if you're someone who's mindful of your posture, it's very hard to not end up rounding and going into what we call kyphosis, especially if you're looking at screens below you. We're all guilty of spending too much time on our phones. So again, it's great for reversing that. And in general, it's just a really feel-good flow. It's twisty, it's gooey, it's flowy. So just allow yourself to have fun with it. In terms of equipment, I have my blocks on standby. If you've got them, grab them. If you don't, we can manage without. I'll give you some modifications. But when you're ready, cozy, set up, I'm just gonna grab a nice little rug because it's quite cold in the studio. So any extra layers you might want, padding for your knees, go for it, grab that. And then in your own time, making your way onto your back. We're gonna start on our backs today. And if you have a block, great, you're gonna use that now. If you don't, right onto a flat back and then lengthen the legs out. Alternatively, if you do have the block, again, you can cushion this, you can place a blanket on top. If it feels okay, if it's a sponge one, you're just gonna place it at the base of your thoracic spine, so that's where more or less the bottom of the shoulder blades lie. Place it between the shoulder blades lengthways, and then we're just going to relax down over it. So you're getting a nice passive stretch through the chest. Palms to ceiling, and let go of the neck. So relax the head down. We're going to take a few breaths in. And just noticing here, if you can feel a difference between right and left side. As you breathe in, is there a tightness through the ribs or perhaps the belly? And as you exhale, can you release the shoulders down a little bit? So just starting to let go of the tension that you can through the breath. And anything that's left over, we will work through as we flow. Couple more breaths into the belly. Long, slow exhale. It's the last one. And deep exhale. Good. Now you can do this with your back flat to the mat, especially if it's becoming too much with the block, but you will get the maximum benefits if you keep the block where it is, between your shoulder blades. So as you inhale, we're going to bring the arms overhead. So you'll find that they do come off the ground unless you are exceedingly open through the chest and shoulders. And then exhale, draw them back down to either side. Now you can choose to relax your crown of the head down here, so relaxing the neck, or you can bring it up. I find it's nicer to relax everything that you can whilst focusing on the movement of the arms, feeling a nice stretch through the side body. A couple more breaths like that, deep inhale. Reach. Palms face up here, and exhale, palms face your thighs. Good, inhale, reach up. Palms face one another, And then palms face the ceiling. And exhale, palms face your thighs. Good. Inhale, reach up one more time. Find more length through the front body. Exhale, reach down. Good. Now we're going to lift the chest by engaging through those lower abs, interlace fingers behind the head, elbows nice and wide. Good. As you inhale, find more length, reach away from the hips, and then, oop, my block's going. See if you can open the elbows closer to the mat. Nice. Exhale, elbows come towards one another. Engage through the abdominals and lift up. Nice, 2 more. Open out, find length. Elbows open wider. Maybe adjust that block if you need to. Finding some more stability. That's what it is. My rug's in the way. Nice. 1 more. Lengthen and then take the head back, elbows wide, trying to touch the mat with the elbows. Of course, not worrying if you're not there. Bring it back up. Good. And then we'll release, forearms down to the mat. Just mind that block out the way. And then we're going to come onto our side here. Right hand is going to come into a right angle. So your elbow opposite your shoulder, fingertips above your head, and then a right angle through the legs also here. So knees in line with hips. Taking your left hand behind your ear, behind your head, we're going to close the elbows in towards one another. Now from here, I want you to think about twisting from the belly button up as you inhale. Open that left elbow towards the left side of the mat. So knees are staying glued together here. Try to minimize movement from the belly button down. So rather than twisting from the hips, keep everything where it is and twist from the belly button up. So you're really feeling the opening through the left side, activating the shoulders. And bring it back in. Marry up with the breath. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. We'll take 1 more. Inhale, twist from the belly button. Try to keep the hips where they are. Nice. And then close. Left hand comes down to the mat. And then you'll push yourself up into your tabletop here, stacking joints. Good. Left arm reaches up to the sky. We're going to thread the needle. Left shoulder down to the mat as you thread that arm through. Good. And then that right hand can either reach to top of the mat. You can also take the right hand behind the back, maybe even holding onto the left hip crease and opening your right shoulder up towards the ceiling. Couple of deep breaths here, deep into the belly. You're then going to walk your left knee in towards the right and roll onto your left side. Finding that same positioning on the opposite side of the mat. So right angle with the left hand, right fingertips behind the ears, elbow nice and wide. Close off. Exhale, elbows towards one another. Inhale, open from the belly button up, right elbow searches for the floor. And take your time with it here. Exhale, nice and slow. We have 3 more. I should add, you can use your block as a pillow here. Makes it a little bit easier. Nice, and close. Inhale. And exhale. So feeling into all of those sensations. If you're feeling it too much in the hips and the lower part of the body, then ease off. If you want more, keep bringing that elbow down towards the mat. Good, and then bring it back up. Right hand comes down, push yourself back up into your tabletop. Right fingertips reach high this time. And then we'll thread the needle opposite side. Right shoulder down towards the mat. Right palm faces up. Left hand behind the back. Maybe hold on to the hip crease. Or if that's too much, reach forward. Adjust to your needs. Couple of breaths here. Good, and release that left hand down. We're gonna make our way now into our puppy pose. So, walking fingertips a little bit further forward. We're gonna breathe in and out. Inhale, exhale, draw the chest a little bit closer to the mat. Chin comes down towards the mat also. Again, block if you need under the chest. So that is what we're aiming for rather than the mat. So adjust to what feels right and add as much padding as you require. Good. And just continue to move in and out with your breath at your pace. Inhale. Exhale, melt. Good. Couple more breaths in and out. And on this last one, exhale, hold the chest down towards the mat. Don't worry if you're not there yet. Just imagine inching a millimeter closer with each exhale. Gaze stays forward. Good, and then gently ease your way out. We're going to come onto the forearms. Scoop the belly forward and through, making our way into our Sphinx here. So elbows are more or less under the shoulders. You're going to get a good grip through your fingertips and draw the shoulder blades together in order to lift the chest like you're trying to pull the chest through the shoulders. Nice length through the neck. Good. And then release the hands to either side. Baby cobra now. So activating the bottom half, squeeze the glutes, push into tops of the feet. Elbows towards back of the room. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, release down. 2 more breaths like this. Forehead releases last. Deep inhale. Find that length before trying to crunch back. So lengthening away, crown of the head towards front of the room and then up. Exhale, release. Forehead comes down. Last time. Elbows tight in towards the body, lengthen. Good, and release. From here, right arm is going to span out to the side, palm facing the floor. And then you're going to roll towards your right shoulder. Now, 2 options here. Stack left leg on top of right. And continue to roll away from that left hand. So using your left hand for purchase here. Or you could start to open that knee up towards the ceiling. Maybe the foot comes to the floor. Either way, breathing into that right side. Good, last breath. And then same thing, opposite side. So rolling back onto your front. Spanning left hand out this time, palm to the mat or the floor. Right hand comes in underneath the shoulder and then roll away. Again, right foot can come down, opening that knee up, or stack right foot on top of left. Deep breaths wherever you are with this. And then back through center. We will make our way from here up into our tabletop. Just double check everything's stacked nicely. So shoulders over wrists, hips under knees. Knees under hips, sorry. It'd be weird if it was the other way around. And we'll find our cat-cows. So inhale, draw the chest through, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, round, chin to chest. 3 more breaths. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Try to feel into every single sensation going on here. Good, we'll tuck the toes. Maybe send the hands a little bit further forward and then make your way into a downward dog with bent knees to begin with. Lengthening out the spine, so hips up to the sky. Try lifting the heel of your hands off the mat, so we're not putting as much strain here into the wrists. And we're creating that little space so we don't have any kind of impingement around the shoulders here, lengthening through the shoulder joints. Good. Now shorten that stance a little bit for your downward dog here. So you're going to bring the feet closer to the hands. Again, you can maintain a bend or maybe extend the legs. It's completely up to you, depending on how open you're feeling through the hamstrings at the moment. Obviously, it's early on in the flow, so don't force anything. We're going to take left hand off the mat to outside of right calf. Using the strength of your left arm, pull your head under your right armpit and look up towards the sky. So we're finding a twist here. Now this is quite intense. So the straighter your legs, the more intense. The further down you hold that grip, the more intense. So come a little bit higher up and soften the knees a little bit more. Maybe shorten the distance between hands and feet if it's feeling too much. Nice, 1 more breath. And release. Same thing, opposite side. So you're figuring out your distance. Right hand releases. Bring it to the outside of the left calf. Exhale, find your twist. Again, soften knees as much as you need. 1 more breath. Good, and release. Back into our tabletop position here. So once you're nice and comfortable in your tabletop, right leg extends back. Widen through the upper back here, engage through the core. So we're not allowing the belly to slump down here and create an arch through the spine. Nice and long. Good. Right knee in towards the chest. Step that foot through. We'll send both hips low, finding your low lunge. Good. Inhale. Arms come overhead. Both hands come down. Left hand stays down. Right arm reaches up. So again, finding a twist. Look up towards those top fingertips and then reach all the way to the back of the room. Again, gaze follows the fingers. We'll extend into a half split. So drawing right hip back, left hip forward. The fingertips reach back up to the sky here. If you need a bit more support, if it's feeling too deep, you're feeling too much in the IT band, prop yourself up with a block on that left hand and just reach slightly higher. Again, finding that twist from belly button up. So we're aligning from front on that left shoulder under the right. Good. So from here up, finding that opening through right rib cage. Really try and search for that sensation. Keep pulling right hip back. Good. And now we're going to move in and out. So without the block, I'll just demonstrate. Left hand staying down, reach back. And then draw that right hip back, flexing through the foot, half split, right fingertips high. In and out. So again, allowing this to feel good. Move with your breath, move at your pace. Nice, 1 more. And again, we'll fold over that right leg. Draw up, bring the right foot back, and we'll find our prayer pose here. So elbows come down to the mat. You can also place 1 elbow in each block if you place a couple of blocks in front of you. Palms come together, and then draw your forehead down to the mat. You should feel a nice opening again through the chest, through the upper back, the shoulders. Try to keep the navel tucked towards the spine, so not arching too much through the lower back. We're pulling and zipping in, engaging the pelvic floor. Good. Couple more breaths. Nice. And then gently release. Bringing ourselves back to our tabletop. Left leg extends back, this time broad through the upper back. Left knee draws into chest. Step that foot through. Nice. And then into your low lunge. Inhale, arms come overhead. So fingertips over shoulders, over hips. Good. And then bring that right hand down. Left arm sweeps up. We find a twist. Good. Reach nice and high. And then reach back. Gaze follows. Nice. And then as we extend that left leg, left fingertips reach up to the sky. As you bend that left leg, fingertips towards back of the room. So we're keeping that chest facing left side of the room here. Pull left hip back, right hip forward. And now in and out with the breath. You can speed it up, slow it down. Whatever you feel today. Good. And then we'll fold forward on that last half split. Release the forehead. Nice. And then one more time, prayer pose. So knee tucks back under the hip. Elbows come down to the mat or blocks. Forehead lowers. Okay, and then release. Hands come back under the shoulders, more or less. Tuck the toes. Downward dog. So feel your way into it. Maybe a little pedal through backs of the legs. And we're going to find a little bit more of a flow here now. Coming into standing at the top of our mat. Bend the knees, send the hips up. Feet through. Inhale, root to rise. Arms overhead, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Good. Release hands to either side. From here, we'll ground into left foot. Lift the right knee high. Fingertips reach towards the sky. Nice, long through the spine. Finding a twist. Left hand to outside of right knee. Right arm opens back. So we're trying to align the shoulders here as we twist and look back. If this is compromising your balance, trying to look to those back fingers, then keep your gaze forward and just keep working on opening that right shoulder back and lengthening. Good. You're using the outside of your right knee to find that little bit of purchase and twist from the belly button up. Good. Bring the arms back overhead. Keep the knee lifted if you can. And then we're going to send it to the back of the mat. Finding a high lunge, so up on the back toes. From here, a twist again, right hand forward, left hand back. Good. So we're creating space between the shoulder blades, long between both sets of fingertips. Push out through the back heel. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down to either side of the mat. Step it back of the foot, sorry. Strong in your plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga. We'll take a vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. Good, little hop to bring the feet through, or just walk it up to the top of the mat. Feet come through, soften the knees, root to rise. Exhale, bring the hands through, heart center. And release back down to your mountain, ready to go other side. Ground into the right foot. Lift the left knee, arms overhead. Good, lengthen through the spine, ground down through all four corners of that standing foot. Right hand outside of left knee, left hand reaches back, shoulders down. Good, just notice any differences here that you feel. Again, if this gaze going back is putting you off, bring it forward, but just be mindful of continuing to open that left shoulder. So when we take the gaze towards the fingers, it often helps our alignment. So if you can look back, you might find that shoulder opens by itself. Good, and then turn to face front. See if you can keep the left leg lifted. Don't worry if you can't, just prop it down and then bring it back up. Good, bend into that right leg as you send the left leg back. Nice, high lunge. Stack the joints, find your twist, left hand forward, right hand back. Good, keep pushing out through that back heel, long. So someone's pulling your right fingertips to the back of the room, left fingertips to the top. Good, one more time, take a vinyasa. Inhale as you shift the weight forward. Exhale to lower. Inhale, find your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Good, we're gonna flow that out. One more time. Send it through. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart center. And release the hands down. You have a second option here. If you wanna take it, do not feel like you have to go there, especially if you're feeling a little bit off balance. If it's the morning, for example, your balance is a little bit off kilter usually first thing. So maybe just sticking to option one, or you can choose to fully extend that right leg now. So we'll take peace fingers around the big toe and find that extension. Maybe going halfway, or maybe all the way. Right hand reaches back. Good. And hold. Keep grounding down, equal weight distribution through all four corners of that standing foot. Nice, keep lengthening, reaching back. And then, bending that right knee if it's not already there, turn to face front, and then step it back, high lunge. Good, find your twist, exhale. Look back, open that left shoulder. Nice, face front, back to your high lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down, we'll move through our vinyasa. Exhale, flip the feet. Push into hands and feet here, so thighs away from the mat. Exhale, hips up, roll over toes. Downward dog, and either walk it or hop it to the top of the mat. Soften knees, root to rise. This is the last part of our flow. So find your center, ground down, find your roots, and then lift, crown up towards the sky. A long line of light and energy flowing through you. Ground into that right foot. Maybe you find your twist with the knee, or maybe peace fingers around that big toe. Half an extension or full, and then lengthen that left arm back. Good. One more breath. And then turn to face front. So relaxing that foot back in, if it's not already there. And then take the left foot back, bend into the right leg. Inhale, reach high. Find your twist, left arm forward, right arm back. Space between the shoulder blades. Look back. Good, revolve to face front. Step it back, shift the weight forward on your inhale. Exhale, elbows tight towards back of the room, so grazing the rib cage with your inner arms. Inhale, open. Exhale, close, hips high. Sit bones to ceiling, lengthen through the spine. Good, and then we'll lower the knees. And come down into our child's pose. Sweeping the hands back, bend into the elbows, palms face up. Take a couple of breaths.
let it all go. Emotional, physical, whatever it is you've been carrying around today or in the past week, anything that's not serving you, can you let it go on your next exhale? Feel it leaving your being. Good. Last little stretch between the shoulder blades. We're going to hold on to the heels here. Get a good grip. So right hand to right heel, left hand to left heel. Roll onto the crown of the head as you send the hips up, and we're keeping the arms extended here. So you should feel a nice stretch between the shoulder blades through the upper back. The higher you send the hips, the more you'll feel it. Good, and then release back down. We're just going to roll back up to a kneeling position. Good, and we'll finish off with some very simple shrugs and releases of the shoulders. So soften the eyes down, lengthen through the spine. As you inhale, send the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale. Slowly lowering. See if you can count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and shoulders return back down to where they were. Or maybe you notice they're a little bit more relaxed and further away from the ears. 2 more times like that. Inhale. Bring them up towards your ears, really crunch up. And then slow release. 10, 9, moving as slowly as you can. So gently controlling that release back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, completely let go here. One last time. Inhale. Shrug as much as you can. Release. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, and completely relax. Some little neck circles if you want to take them. So just gently rolling the head back and then to one side, so ear to shoulder. Then opposite way. And then maybe same, take some semicircles forward. And then to the side, forward. Opposite side. Good, and then maybe one whole circle, one way. And then same thing, opposite way. Good. And we'll take the arms overhead. Exhale. Hands come down through heart center, just bowing down for a second to yourself. Little moment of gratitude, of positivity, and then bring it back up when you feel ready. Thank you so much for joining me for this twisty, heart-opening flow. Hopefully your shoulders, your chest, the whole upper half of your spine should feel a lot more open and relaxed. And remembering you can come back to it whenever you do feel like that tension is building up whilst sitting and probably rounding at your desk. So hope it helps, and enjoy the rest of your day, your week, and I'll see you for the next flow. Thank you so much.